what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's on the movie called Desolate. This movie was sent over to me from Wild Eye Releasing, and what this movie is about, it's about this guy. He's a young guy. He just went through a breakup with his girlfriend, and he suspects his best friend, which is also the girl's friend, he was responsible for the breakup. So the guy's very bitter, and he's kind of like says in the beginning, like when he's on this like date with a girl, he's like blowing the date, you know, just talking about the ex and saying how like I just wish the world would basically like blow up, you know, I wish some kind of like something would happen. So wouldn't you know it, in the middle of a fight with the best friend, there's something happens. There's a big explosion, and it's all over the news and all this stuff. And here you find out that it's basically a UFO that crashed. And so this whole time that this happened, like there's panic on the streets and everything. Like, you know, on the news, there's no internet anymore. You can get like some people's phones won't answer, and not everybody's service is in. And he's just trying to reach his ex-girlfriend because he wants to, I guess, you know, make sure she's okay. And so most of the movie is spent in his room, or in his apartment, and it's a very slow burn of a movie. And again, I'm not going to tell you what happens and everything, but to be honest, it's a slow burn. It's very boring. I think the ending was probably the best part, and I don't mean because it ended. I mean the ending. Like I kind of felt for the guy, you know, in the beginning, talking about. He says he has a dream where he's sitting there with his best friend and his, you know, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, and they're having a meal, and the two of them, they show it. They're both flirting back and forth, and he says it's just like I'm not even there. So I kind of felt for him, you know. I kind of felt bad for him there, but really he's not a very likable character throughout this movie. He's not drunk throughout the movie, but he's an alcoholic. I wouldn't say he's an alcoholic. They don't really say he's an alcoholic, but he drinks. And I just didn't like him. I didn't like his character. The girlfriend is sort of likable, and the best friend I thought was probably the best actor in the whole movie. And again, with the whole thing supposed to be aliens, you don't see any aliens. And there's a little bit of like, okay, it's supposed to be a big panic on the streets, big, you know, apocalyptic kind of thing, like a big explosion, and like they did a good job showing like a smoke going up in the middle of the city, and they did a good job of the newscast showing stuff. I thought that was good, but you don't see any aliens, and I know you don't really technically have to see anything like that, but it would have been nice to see that. But I just didn't buy into the whole panic thing. He's just in his house. Here's a lot of noises outside. Here's people like in the next apartment or whatever talking, and gunshots. He hears like a creature crawling around in his apartment. You see shadows. He gets into a closet, and it's an alien who just killed somebody outside his apartment. Blood comes underneath the door, which I don't know why. I was hoping, I'm like, please at least have some blood come through the door, and it did. So I was thankful for that. But this is supposed to be an alien that smashes the window, got in his house, but he can't get into the door with this guy in the closet. Some parts just didn't make any sense. But I didn't really care for this movie. Again, I totally get the point of the movie, but I think it's just missing a lot. Like when he's sitting, like the panic going through the city, there's people just driving cars like normal, like as if like they were shooting the part, and then the car went up the street, or got in the way, or there's somebody walking their dog. Like if there's like a big explosion, you think this person's just going to walk their dog. It's like parts that could have been cut out that I just didn't really care for. And but there was like a filter over it, like pretty much the whole time, like where there was parts like it was daytime, but yet they try to make it look like, not, I wouldn't say necessarily make it look like nighttime, but they made it look darker, and that kind of bothered me. And the one thing that bothered me was the camera was very shaky, and Kind of made me dizzy at times. I didn't really care for that. But the ending was okay. It kind of leaves you hanging. I'm not going to say what happened. But I don't know if I can necessarily see this going into a sequel or not. But kind of. I don't know. I don't want to say a lot of bad things about it. I mean, like, it maybe the second time around this movie would be better to watch. But first, I just found it very boring, and I was really like, oh my god, I hope this ends soon. And it's only like an hour and 9 minutes or something like that, which, you know, it isn't much. It's not a long movie, but on the DVD there is a commentary. There's making of it, and they take it in like segments. Say like the startup, and then like different, like the budget, and then them ending, and like every little step of making on how they did that. And then there's behind the scenes, and then of course previews of Wild Eye releasing movies. And the back of it, I just wanted more from this movie. The back of the sound, it sounds like a great story, but there's a lot of stuff that I would like to have seen and that we're missing of it, especially aliens. If this is going to be a UFO crash, and I know that's not what the whole main focus of this is. It's the main focus of him trying to find the girl. And it kind of, not that he was going after the girl, but it kind of reminded me of Shaun of the Dead, where it's a zombie apocalypse and he's just worried about getting to Liz's house and making sure she's safe. And this guy just kind of sat in his apartment the whole time and tried calling the girl. And all you kept hearing the phone ringing, hearing doo-doo-doo, we're sorry, you know, like that thing. It kept doing that. It was getting on my nerves. But, I mean, I don't want to say don't see this movie. So go and, you know, give it a chance. Maybe, you know, your opinion will be different than mine. For me, it just wasn't for me. But maybe the second time around will be a little better. I don't know. But that's it, everybody. If you're interested in this movie, wildeyeReleasing.com. Head on over and get yourself a copy. You know, Amazon. It's in a bunch of different places. And also the trailer for it will be below in the description. So that's it, everybody. Besides that, subscribe to me and like this video, and let me know what you thought about this movie if you've seen it, and if you plan on seeing it, and you know, after you see it, let me know what you thought. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.